Yeah, they've said that it's Monyet on the bench. All right, you guys want to talk about the Jinggg news? We can talk about the Jinggg news. So there was an announcement from the org. This one. Let me pull it up. Yeah, PaperX tweeted after coming third in a tournament that they didn't think that they were going to. Yeah, after finishing third at a tournament that they thought they would only get a single win in, and from Monyet going from looking like he was not synced up with the roster to actually doing what Jinggg was doing in their team and fragging out to an incredible level, taking over the game at times, particularly on split against Sentinels. They've now benched him and brought Jinggg back, who's got a long-term medical thing that prevents him from partaking in his medical service. Dude, long-term medical thing that prohibits him from taking part in his military service. How do the words work? It has been assessed that Jinggg has a lifelong medical condition that's managed with ongoing treatment. Listen, I don't know what that is. Who knows? I'm pretty sure he'll be fine. Normally, these kind of things are not super serious. They just prohibit you from being part of military service. I think if it was more serious than this, we would have known beforehand, but who knows? I think he'll be okay. It can be as simple as being like flat-footed, bad sight, asthmatic, I don't know. There's like a large range of things that are low level that stop you from being part of military service, and I would imagine, I would speculate that it's something like that. He's also said that it's nothing that would possibly prevent him from participating. Yeah, Jingg's been brought back, and unfortunately that means that Monyet is pushed to the bench. Monyet has been moved to the reserve player role, ready to resume an active role should the need arise, but Monyet's basically like, he just, in my opinion, was the main reason that they ended up getting the top 3 result versus where they were before. You know, his improvement and assimilation within the team helped them achieve the top 3 result that they probably should have been able to achieve. I guess the other way of framing that is that Monyet's inexperience within the team was holding them back from being a top 3 team prior to that during kickoff. But I prefer to phrase it in a more positive way. But now he's just been benched. So sucks for Monyet. I saw everybody in the comments was like, let's fucking go Jinggg, like, welcome back Jinggg, return to the Jinggg, etc. But I feel bad for Monyet. I mean, it's cool seeing Jinggg back, obviously, but like, Monyet presumably got signed to this team with the expectation that Jinggg would be out the entire year. That's rough, especially when he's just had an incredibly good tournament performance. And I think this makes his career situation really difficult to assess. What would you do if you were in Monyet's position? Would you continue playing with PaperX? You probably don't get very much game time. Maybe they run you on a couple maps because they might be willing to run a 6-person roster. They did at the beginning of last year. Not that it worked for them. They had to settle on a full 5-person without Benkai, but yeah, Jinggg was of course going to come back at some point. Of course, Lord Flockham. But we weren't expecting that this year. Or at least some people were. Definitely quite a few people were, which I won't go into. But yeah, I don't know what Monyet does here. Like, what's the play? Because other teams would probably offer him a spot. He's a really good duelist and smokes player, which is an excellent thing to have, especially if you have a hard jet player on your team. But it might be better just to stick on this team. I mean, I'm sure Alex is going to keep working with him, but that doesn't mean he's going to be getting scrim time. That doesn't mean that he's going to be getting serious match experience. I mean, that sounds very much like a, we're going to do what we can kind of situation. Personal coaching, if they don't have time to play inside the team environment, is less useful than if he just played on a bad team. But if they're willing to integrate him really heavily in terms of the team environment, like even if he doesn't get scrim time, if he's there, involved, watching them all the time, like giving feedback to Jinggg or Mindfreak or whoever is in his position, and they figure out a system like that, it has been done before that you can survive as a 6-person roster. But yeah, who knows? It's a weird one. It's a really weird one. And also, does this really change how I feel about PaperX? Nah, it actually doesn't. Like, maybe some other people will be more excited about this and be like, yo, they made top 3 without Jinggg. They're definitely winning with Jinggg. Like, no. They looked really good towards the end of Madrid. They looked almost exactly as good as they were last year when Monyet was playing well towards the end of the split. Jinggg being back doesn't help them beat Gen G in that upper bracket game. That's not a Jinggg versus Monyet difference. That's a Gen G completely read the way that PaperX is playing. Is it going to be easier for PaperX to adapt their style with Jinggg back in? Possibly, because they've got more experience and more time together, so they don't have to build up the foundation. But also, Jingg's a very one-track kind of player. I don't think I've ever seen Jinggg not be opportunistic, aggressive, swinging people. That's been him. So I don't know. Yeah, this is like an upset 3rd place to consistent 3rd place kind of move. I don't believe the hype around this being like, yeah, they're gonna become instantly god tier. If Gen G falls off though, this PaperX team should be easily the best team in Pacific. So yeah, it's strange. Anyway, yeah, that's my take on the Jinggg situation. I was super surprised to see that. I was really surprised to see that. March 29th. It dropped yesterday. Like, I barely got settled in back from Madrid, thinking about how wild the PaperX run was. And they're like, by the way, Jingg's back. What? Huh? The hell are you talking about?